meet my bride. Let's go for a ride in my newfangled automobile. Just where we will go, nobody knows, but it's sure a great way to feel. Behind the wheel of the speed meter steel, it's my newfangled automobile.
Hello and welcome to Vintage Car History. I'm Wild Bill. And have you ever heard the old phrase, runs like a sewing machine? The intent of this statement is to suggest that whatever engine or device that you were observing was complex, yet everything just clicked and whirred well and gave both a good performance and a catchy cadence. Both the sound and even feel of a well-tuned engine doing what it does best is passionately addictive to those persons that proudly call themselves gearheads or petrolheads on the other side of the pond. So let's take a look at the man who made both sewing machines and cars so well that to say she runs like a sewing machine means nothing less than a feeling of strong mechanical satisfaction. Thomas Howard White. Tommy was born in 1836 in the town of Phillipston, Massachusetts, the oldest of 8 children. His father, Windsor, was a local wheelwright and ran a successful business. Young Tommy was one of those kids that did not do well in school. He didn't get along with books, but he was quite clever with his hands and had a natural knack for mechanics. After completing his primary schooling, he chose not to continue, but instead took on apprenticeships in local manufacturing. But Thomas was a natural-born tinkerer, and in the 1850s began to toy with the idea of making a better mousetrap, or rather sewing machine in his case. His design turned out to be a very good one, both rugged and accurate. He patented his design and in 1858 founded the White Manufacturing Company in his hometown of Phillipston. He married in the same year to Amelia Greenleaf, who would bear him 8 children. I guess 8's running the family. His company enjoyed much success and moved to Cleveland, Ohio in 1886 to take advantage of larger facilities and labor force. The White sewing machine was considered the premier American brand, and the firm reorganized as the White Sewing Machine Company in 1876. Whites were very popular with tailors and professional seamstresses, as well as with upholsterers and even saddle makers. Thomas's sewing machines were well made and absolutely reliable, making them the gold standard of the industry. During the 1880s and 90s, Thomas tried his hand at making other products. Bicycles were added during this period, though they were not pursued with vigor, and the division was sold off. He eventually made roller skates for a time. That endeavor also didn't last, but did develop into a division that focused on roller bearings. By 1900, the White Company was amongst the leading manufacturers in Ohio and Cleveland's largest single employer. Now, sewing machines are complex things requiring a high level of precision manufacturing. Thomas himself was quite mechanically intuitive and developed manufacturing processes at his company to be able to mass produce precision systems and parts. Thus, he was also quite demanding and meticulous. His expectations for quality were very high, and he required both his children and employees to meet his standards. And, of course, when he went shopping for something for himself, he held whatever he bought to the same standard, which is how the White steam car came into being. Yes, we can add the White to the list of cars that were begun due to some sort of dissatisfaction with a car purchased by the founder. Here's what happened. Thomas White decided to purchase one of the first cars offered by the new concern, Locomobile. The first locomobiles were basically steam buggies based on the previous design produced by the Stanley brothers. He took delivery of the car in 1899 and was immediately not happy with his purchase. In his estimation, the engine was okay, but the boiler was both fickle and slow to build up steam. This just wouldn't do. And his 5th child and 3rd son, Roland Henry White, came up with the solution. Using the basic flash boiler principles invented by Leon Serpollet, young Rollin redesigned the boiler configuration so that less water was needed to be heated at any one time, and also a method from getting the steam from the bottom of it, which is where the fire was, and thus the hottest steam could be collected. His improvements, patented in 1900, allowed not only steam to be produced much faster, but also make superheated steam, itself being able to produce much more power in a steam engine. Thus, in 1900, Thomas decided to support his son's automotive ambitions and go into production of steam cars, steam trucks, steam fill in the blank. Two more sons got into the fray. Windsor, the oldest son, took the role of manager as he had a good sense for business and numbers. Rollin was the engineering brains of the operation, while Walter, the fourth son, was the marketing genius to make certain people bought their cars. Their first offerings were twin-cylinder steam cars of 10 horsepower, as well as a few trucks. But unlike their competition, which could take up to an hour to get started from dead cold, the White machines could be on the road within 20 minutes and maintain a steady speed. Other steam cars would have to stop after a while to build up steam again, but the White made steam so efficiently that it could just keep on trucking. The White Motor Company was established in 1900, and by 1905 split off from the parent sewing machine company to become what was, for a short time, the biggest manufacturer of cars, trucks, and farm vehicles in the world. White steam cars were, without exception, the most technologically advanced, reliable, and luxurious steam cars of pre-World War I. Presidents and kings alike had Whites in their stables, all knowing the gratifying sights and sounds of a car that runs like a sewing machine. Thanks for watching Vintage Car History, and we'll see you next week. Peace.